Hi guys, this is Hiro. How's everyone doing today? So today I'm going over the topic of bioenergetics. Okay. Now, if you don't know what bioenergetics is, you can look it up. Okay. But I actually don't even know what the exact definition is. But to me, it's basically you doing some kind of movements and stuff to increase the or better the flow of energy inside of you, or release certain energies inside of you, or recognize certain energies inside of you, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, the reason why this is important is because we have energy stored throughout our whole body. Now, we might not recognize this, but it's there. Now, there are certain things that we can do to kind of get in touch with that a little bit, right? Like yoga nidra is great. Even modern Western yoga to an extent can be great, although it's really focused on the breathing and stretching. So that energetic. See, the thing about bioenergetics is that you can really use that as a tool to tap into some deep anxieties, expectations, traumas, things that are really encoded like deep in your energetic body. Okay, which that is where the real, juicy stuff is that to tackle to increase your spiritual elevation. Okay, so this is a great way to do that, bioenergetics. Now you might be wondering, okay, what now? Okay, yeah, this is cool, but how do I get started? Well, I'm not really going to be here to give a routine or anything like that, right? You can just Google different bioenergetic things to get certain routines. What I am going to tell you though is that a lot of the bioenergetics I haven't seen much, okay, but the stuff that I have seen are missing a couple of things. One is the speaking or the verbal or the throat aspect of it. And the second is the mental aspect of it. Now, let me explain. So, a lot of the energies that we have stored in our bodies today is due to our communication and speech. Communication and speech is a big part of our world today, especially in modern society. There's a lot of things that we hold in, we suppress, things like that we would like to say, even over the virtual world, over the internet or messaging or something. There's a lot of stuff that we wish we could have said. There's a lot of stuff we wish we could have said at work or something like that, or with partners, but we don't want to be that person. Okay. Now, what you need to understand is that this stuff, when you don't recognize and express it, okay, this doesn't mean you need to yell at people that you get mad at or anything like that. But a lot of the times we suppress it, it gets stored deep inside of us. Now, we need to do things to kind of get it out, okay? And get that energetic harmonic flow back to where we're at a point to where we're not suppressing it. Okay, so when you do bioenergetics and things like that, okay, and so bioenergetics, just to give you an example, it's like stretching, but doing like unique stretches to really recognize your, the energy trapped in certain places and things like that. This isn't like a bioenergetics tutorial. This is just tips when you're doing it, kind of. Okay, what you want to do is when you do it, if you feel certain things come up verbally, you want to express it, okay? And this is actually one really funny thing. A lot of elderly Indian men do bioenergetics kind of without even knowing that it's bioenergetics. And what do I mean? Almost every elderly Indian uncle or like dada that I know, they do every morning and night, they do a very aggressive, harsh, like a gargle cough when they're brushing their teeth. Okay. Now it might seem a little bit funny for those of you who are younger and in the West and stuff like that, but it's actually very effective. And not just effective from a physical standpoint of just clearing your throat or whatever. It's more from an energetic standpoint. You're releasing all the energetic garbage from the day and from the night. Okay. So that, for example, is really good. I would actually recommend that for anybody. I'm not saying I do it every day, but I would recommend that just to kind of get rid of that. But when you're doing bioenergetics, or even when you're doing yoga or something like that, if you feel something come up verbally, you just kind of want to let it out. Now, you don't necessarily have to vent out to yourself, right? But you can just make some kind of noises or whatever energy you feel is coming up that just needs to let out and let go. Okay, that's what I would encourage you to do. Okay, that in my opinion is something that's I don't see that much. It's just focused on just the movements, which is great, but that is also a part of it. Second thing is the mind. So yeah, sure, we can do all these cool movements and stuff to unlock traumas and things like that. That's great. But once your awareness is activated in that sense, use that connection to your consciousness to further tap in, and you can actually recognize yourself which areas are storing different type of energies and things like that. Okay, yeah, sure, there are experts and things like that, and they can do things, but they're doing things, in my opinion, even though this is bioenergetics, which is more like, you know, deeper, like spiritual science. I don't even know if it's considered a spiritual science, but it's still the way the Western world has it. It's still very superficial relatively to what I think it should be. Okay, you can still go much, much deeper and really get in tune with your true soul energy and things like that. Okay, so I don't want to make this too confusing. I might make a part 2 or something later. I don't know, but yeah, this is my little 2 cents on why bioenergetics is so important, and if you do look into it, what things you should add to it when you do it. Okay, this is great, great, great stuff. This can really help you, like really, really help you release and acknowledge a lot of things. Okay, and when you do things like that, like, express verbally or like yell or cough or something like that, when you recognize certain energies inside your body, when it does come up in scenarios later, the energy is flowing a lot better, and you might be able to say things that you need to later, and things like that. It's not as so ungrounded, because a lot of us, let's just say we need to say something, we either don't and we suppress it, or we do, but we've been suppressing it so much it kind of just all comes out like a lot. Like it's almost like you're just like vomiting negative energy, this suppressed negative energy, right? You want to kind of consistently, groundedly express how you feel, I guess you can say verbally, right? So this is kind of going to get you a place to be in that harmony, like energetic, to not only just speak, but also just behave in your whole life, right? Bioenergetics, it affects everything we do. We walk in a certain way because we have certain suppressed energy. We talk in a certain way because we have certain suppressed energy. We think in a certain way because we have certain suppressed energy. And all this goes, it's all kind of combined, like it's all working together to produce our overall behavior. So I would just recommend looking into this. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna stop right here, but as usual, if you have any questions or comments, you can let me know, and until next time, I'll talk to everyone later. Thank you all very, very much for watching.